Welcome back to Repo Rethink Politics, and we're returning for our second half of our episode on the war and sexual harassment, where we get into a little more detail with government officials and society and what we as people, men and women, should be talking about in this new culture of harassment on the Bougie Black Brother Network.
Now, in all seriousness, though, if any loved one, was in that situation, it's kind of like what I'm saying? I don't know how I feel. Like, damn, Al Franken did what?
Ooh. Like, damn, dude, what the fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
But see, here's the thing, and then I found out when I was reading too that they have a process when anyone accuse anyone in government of harassment. They gotta write a statement. The statement has to go to somewhere else. After that, they have to wait like 30 days or 60 days. Then it comes back up again, and then they have to make a decision what kind of punishment or if there'll be a punishment. And it goes on for fucking months.
Yeah.
And people is like, why would I go through all of this?
Yep.
This red tape doesn't hold anybody accountable. By the time they actually get to it, they move on.
Are they?
And they kind of like, look, my time is up.
Are they reviewing that too? I thought I read something that they're
Yes. Yeah. Which is crazy. Shit don't get reviewed and shit has been thrown in their face. So one thing, let me ask y'all that, because I think you got that to me, Chaz. Do you think this is being weaponized, or if this is legitimate, something that's going to change the way society is actually going to approach things and what's acceptable?
All right, so I gotta hit this with an analogy, because as a dude, I hate to answer this question from that. Just you know what I'm saying. So the analogy is, let's say I was a white guy, right, and I'm hearing about black people complaining about racism, and then a whole bunch of racist stuff starts happening, and people, black people start accusing of, hey, so and so didn't give me a job, and these videos and proofs are coming out. Then as a white guy, I'm like, maybe da 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 da. So as a guy, seeing women accusing guys and this or that, on one hand, like if I was white, I think a cynical thing would be like, black people are just using racism as a tool to, target white people they don't like. And I would hate as a guy to just say, okay, women are just using it as a tool just to target dudes they don't like. I think that's that's the most cynical perspective.
Yeah.
And I mean, personally, I'm always like, you got to get a text. You got to get like, hey, you have fun, right? Question mark. And they're like, yeah, hey, wait, can't wait to see you again. All right, cool. Screenshot that, upload it to the cloud. Cool. So if I get accused, I'm like, you're like, nah, she was good, right? So obviously you can't have that from 20 years ago. It's basically like, you know what? So again, so if I'm being cynical, then it's like, then sure, it's just somebody like, but what's the chances of a woman just, he's a senator, da 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 da, do I just want to, I guess, like, what's their incentives? Because there is a fear that
you could be accused and all.
Why not just
right? So E, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's the politics side of it, and then it's like the whole celebrity side of it too. That's what I think started all this, was
on the celebrity side. Yep.
On the celebrity side with the Kevin Spacey, the Weinstein
pervert, and then Louis C.K. and shit.
Louis C.K. Yeah. And then it just kept going. There's other directors. I forget the other director. Like, there was a few of them that just kept growing.
Yeah, the one who did he was going to do Wonder Woman's movie, and she was like, Gail was like, yo, if that motherfucker's on there, I'm not doing it. And y'all know me as Wonder Woman, so fuck that. They said, fired.
Yeah.
Brett Ratner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so... well, I mean, that's what started it, and the trend you're obviously seeing, it's white men, and white men in power.
Yep.
So it's, and it, obviously it's if that's the trend, and there's no question there's people in politics and whether
absolutely
whether it's on the left or right side, it's out there. So it was bound to happen. The only difference is if you're in the government, you got actual power, to do something. So I can see a lot of women probably not saying as much on the political side. I mean, if my boss, or not my boss, but if I'm a woman or some woman is working on the local level, federal level, whatever state, and uh, okay, let's just say Al Franklin, was accused of something, and then you knew that he did something, and I probably shouldn't use a Democrat, but I mean, I wouldn't really say anything because he can literally, kick you out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be in politics, you don't want to say anything. It's different with a celebrity because it was probably just a groupie or somebody at a McDonald's or maybe that was an actress, but you only see the stars saying anything. So, I mean, I can't speak for women, but it's one of those deals where
That's
So,
that's
but
tough.
what is your thoughts on
mm,
actual the situation coming up, basically?
You know what? I want to jump in because I've been thinking about this to myself too. Um, because I'm sure money and power make a difference, but uh, how many attractive dudes get caught up with this?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you saying that
How,
factors in, or
I mean,
women are different animals. They love powerful men.
I think, like I said, I think money and power makes a difference, but money, power, and being
Hmm.
attractive. Like I guess I'm saying, it's one thing to say, okay, I want some money versus
Right.
I want to be a
So
groupie.
I think
Right.
both of y'all are missing something.
But
So let me help y'all out. I
yeah,
think this is what you're missing. Every single of these women that showed up, it's been substantiated. They did do it. None of these, only Roy Moore, who's just outright denying it. Every single one of these men has said, yes, I did. And here's where it comes up. It comes up because most of these women, and this is what people fail to understand, they already reported it. It's documentation. So they can't deny it because it's documented. What's happening is in politics as well as in Hollywood, there's a paper trail and there's been people covering them for years. But the biggest exposure allows these women to come back and say, this happened to me 7 years ago. And then when they say, why they took so long? Because no one took me seriously when I reported it. But now is a great opportunity to say, you've perverted fuck, now I'm going to get you. Because I couldn't get you before, but I can get you now. Now, let me flip it as a personal, me personally. I don't have to worry about that because I don't talk shit to women. I don't feel they ass, and I don't hug women unless women hug me. I put myself in the best position not to be accused of some bullshit. If you make the decision to do
exactly.
that, then it's called harassment, dog. You don't do that because especially if you know the woman is a way to say, yo, I don't tolerate that. These men, they treating women like crazy. You need to be careful the way you either talk to her or be around her.
Hmm.
You have to
Hmm.
take the conscious decision to say, this is not acceptable. And it shouldn't be because that's that type of woman. You should be doing that all the damn time. Yeah.
In general, yeah. I don't think. Uh, I mean, I feel that way in general. I feel like in these cases, these were dudes. Um, this is definitely extreme behavior. Like
Right.
just again, it was like because they're
Hmm.
in positions of power, they just couldn't be regular. Because a lot of these, you hear some of these stories, and it's just you clearly should have just paid for something, or just figured it out. Versus
Hmm.
you know have some regular women be trying to do weird
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah.
it's.
It,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree what you're saying. In other words, I don't.
Mhm. No,
I guess for me, it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine being a grown man perusing the mall.
But
You know what
but
I'm
it was
saying? It's like, what do
he
you
was allowed to do
does?
it. So even though they told, it came out that they said, watch this dude. If he shows up in here, we got to get him to stop. Because if you have to do that, you've done it too much. You follow me? It's not a one-time thing he did that. It's a problem, and now they finally said, I got to get this dude to stop doing it. If you come in and throw trash on the ground, people probably won't notice. If you do it every time you show up, sooner or later they'll be like, yo, every time this motherfucker comes in here, he throws trash on the ground. When he comes in here, you need to look out for him. Same thing with Roy Moore. He's coming in fucking with the little high school girls and all of that, and they was like, yo, this perverted dude, you got to look out for him, man. He keeps messing with the high school kids.
Yeah, gotta get your ass out of here. Yeah.
Because he's a man in power.
Right, which is...
So that's what I'm saying. So I think when you're asking about the opinions before, I think there's just how I feel personally, how these guys were acting, how just, people in positions of power act. And then, in terms of it being weaponized, like you said, I mean, this probably, a lot of these things were, they happened and they went through the bureaucracy and nothing happened. So now is the time to where, okay, they can finally get justice. Yeah. But I'm just kind of like, okay, still, from how I feel seeing it,
right?
I mean, I think justice is good, right? But at the same time, I'm like, going forward, as long as I try to put myself in the best position, I hope that it's just I get treated fairly as well. My end to say somebody just, you know what, I don't like that much. He did this, he did that. Hopefully, I can say, you know what, no, I got. And again, technology for us, for our perspective, is I think we're going to be fine anyway. Because if anyone is telling the truth, well, here's text messages, here's emails. We have so many timestamps during a 24-hour period. It's so much easier to prove innocence now.
And all the stories that you're hearing, if you listen to the stories, each one of them, the trend also is it's like the men aren't reading the women. Like they don't read them on a like uncomfortable level. Like a lot of the women, they're uncomfortable. They don't know what to do. They're frozen. They're in a vulnerable state that the men just feed off of that. It's like, hell, I mean, whether it's Roy Moore jumping into the car, telling the girl, whatever he needs to say and trying to grab her and everything, or Louis C.K. jacking off in a room and trying to get a reaction. And then what is it? Harvey Weinstein just being butt naked, begging,
just come in my room, just for a
begging
minute.
him stay in the room, and then.
And it's like, again, none of these. I think for me the only silver lining, relatively, and this is like a really relative thing, is like none of these. I feel like if you're a dude who's not that hot, whatever, but you got some dough, you just feel like you can like if you got game, if you whatever, you're not about to do that. In fact, you're probably fighting women off you.
Right.
So let me give you a quick, because we were talking about this at work. So I'll give you a quick analogy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't get it until I made the comparison. I said, what is the percentage of people who shoplift? Do they need the product, or psychologically they're just going for the adrenaline rush of doing something?
That's big.
And everybody got quiet because they didn't have a real answer. And I said, I know you're hesitating because they don't need the product. It's the adrenaline rush to just do it.
Yeah.
So these guys pay for women. They got millions of dollars. They got people or women who has different morals who said, I don't care. I want to sleep with you because at least I can say I slept with a senator or actor such and such, or I want this role. Even though I can't act, I'm going to sleep with you just to get the role. That's not why they're doing it. It's because it's the rush to say, this woman don't want me, so I'm going to make them, I'm going to do something for my own pleasure.
The conquering.
Exactly. So it's the power. It's because I have power to do what I want to do. I can have who I want to have. Even if I can't physically have you, I'm going to stand in front of you and make you stay there and watch me jack off in front of you.
But you, not when you 200 something pounds and just, bro, like, no, you're not hot to nobody.
You're hot to some people because you got that money.
Yeah, it's not even about the look.
You got that bag. They know, yo, this dude, and he'll take you to a restaurant and you got whatever it takes for him to say, that's my girl. That's easy. To him, this crazy looking motherfucker, that's easy. Mm-hmm. What isn't easy? An ordinary woman, fairly attractive, says, no, man, I don't give a damn who you are. Well, you're going to stand right here and I'm going to think about you while I jack off in front of you. And they're like, I don't believe this shit is happening. Mm-hmm. So they're always like, all you should have done is leave. Okay, you try it.
Yeah. You're the boss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would do. Like, if I was in that situation, hey, bro, they about to go to so-and-so house. And then, you know what I'm saying? Go to the homie house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro,
yo, what are you doing, dude?
Like, I don't know.
I mean, would it be if it was a woman that was the CEO of the company that you work for? That, you know, that's all right, you know, but she's in a position of power. You know, you're out at a happy hour. And he says, you know, hey, you know, let me show you this idea, this project I had. It's upstairs in the hotel.
You'd be like, that.
Yeah, they'd be like, all right. I'd be like, all right, come on.
About to get
yeah. Come on, let me go see what that is, you know. And then boom, that's when she starts. You know, let's just be more realistic. Like, she just starts filling up on you, you know, trying to get things popping. Now, maybe it's different for a man because, you know, but
pop a breast in your mouth,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, but that's the same thing. It's the exact same thing, you know.
But you're married.
Yes.
Yeah.
So put that caveat in there. But you're married.
Okay.
It's kind of like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Okay, well, I didn't mean to say it like that. I don't want that, is what, you know.
I know, but again, you got the macho sense of, think of two things that's going to happen. One, you don't get the promotion. Two, she was like, he's a little punk. You know, I had him up in here, and he starts squirming around like a little bitch.
Or you're fired.
I don't want him working here.
That's what I'm
you're fired.
Yeah.
Right. So there's things, your masculinity is on the line. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't care.
Your livelihood is on the line.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways that a woman of power can destroy you, whereby a man can do it because the society says women doesn't have the authority, so they're not going to believe you anyway. All I can say is you just wanted to be an actress and I told you no, so you tried to offer yourself. Or, you know, senator, she wanted to work with the senator and she wanted to do this. But I had a couple of other interns, but she wanted to be one of my top interns and I told her no. That's what was happening. But the problem is when these women put it and document it, it's crazy. There was this one article on Medium, and Medium, you got to take that for what it's worth too. But they had excerpts from women who got harassed as in retail, in a warehouse, in a call center. Guy walked up behind her, grabbed her breast and said, "You're doing a good job," and kissed her on her forehead. She reported it, and for months they moved her, promoted him. She went back and said, "This bullshit." They fired her, and then when they sued her, he wasn't there anymore. He was at another company, but they sue him. Then there was articles that the women was like, "I don't know what I could have done because no one supported me. I reported it."
Yeah.
So there's so many of these. We're looking on the high level, but in these small areas, it's happening. And one of the things that me and my wife always talk about, it's what do men do when they're around when that shit happens? Yeah. If you can't stand up and say, "Yo, man, that shit ain't appropriate," then you're still part of the problem. Just like Weinstein and who's that? Affleck and Matt Damon, they were hanging with him all the time. Yeah. They knew that motherfucker was doing it, but they was complicit to what he was doing.
Right. I think even Jon Stewart was in an interview and he said he admitted straight up. He was like, if that were to happen and I knew about it, he's like, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I probably wouldn't have did anything. It's just because you hear it so often.
Yep.
With dudes that we all know a guy that's done that. I mean,
Yep.
it happens, and then you just kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with you, or even sometimes depending on where you at, you had some drinks, you're all laughing about it, but then at the back of your mind, you're kind of like, this nigga he ain't serious, is he about,
Yep.
But
Yep.
I don't know.
Telling stories. I had a chick in my closet last week. Crazy. Wait,
what? In your closet? Right? You're laughing, like, we're laughing, but
Right.
But then he's dead serious though, and you're just not really. It doesn't register.
Coming up next, woman trapped in closet. Tell a story.
Yeah, I tied her up. I told her if she don't come, look, once I let you go, gotta get what I need. You'd be like, damn, you crazy as fuck, dude. That shit's real.
That whole subject is just, it's like anything, you just hope it's not being used to you hope there's truth in everything and people aren't using it as a tool to just bring down
again,
people.
we just saw the article. So this is one of the reasons why I really wanted to put into the context. Most of these women had evidence, and these guys admitted to it. There was one of the senators, I can't find him, I kind of did a quick search, but the one who took his, he sent pictures of his dick to a couple of chicks, but he wasn't married though. He was like, I'm a single man, I should be allowed to do that. So yeah, you allowed, but is it really appropriate for a senator to be sending dick pics out?
Was he having any relationship with them, or
unsolicited? And the woman was like, yo, this motherfucker need to stop doing this. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, I did it in his mind, but I'm not married. It's like, okay.
Bro, you can't just. I thought he was like, okay, they're dating.
Nah, it wasn't that.
Nah.
So let me hit this one more thing. So with all of this happening and all of these old reports about what's going on, they brought up the Clinton issue. So is Clinton,
that was interesting,
can be, summarized as a sexual predator? Because there's evidence of him actually doing that.
Well,
not clear evidence.
Okay,
so let me back it up. Let me back it up. There's allegations, and he admitted to, yeah, man, she was sucking my dick and whatever like that. But that kind of tells you it was doing some other shit too, bro. Well,
versus Trump and
absolutely
Hollywood
though.
tape,
but if you're gonna go that far back, do you put the same type of scrutiny on the current president? So if you go that far back, then yeah, I think the same scrutiny should be there, but I don't think they will. They're trying to bring him into a subject to humiliate him, as opposed to saying this is a crime and everyone should be held accountable. They're not trying to hold him accountable. They're trying to embarrass him and Hillary. And this is a good opportunity to do it because this subject is in the forefront.
It's just a smoke screen. Yeah. I mean, Clinton's guilty. I mean, that's
known.
He's a womanizer or was a womanizer. I mean, they're just it's a smoke screen. They're trying to throw it out there just to remind that everyone's guilty. Like I can see Trump saying it's a locker room talk. It happens. And but I didn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't do it though.
Yeah,
he did it.
Or
I didn't do it.
The little Russian hookers and piss tape comes out.
Yeah, that piss tape. Yeah,
it's like, bruh.
I want that to be like officially real. You know what I mean? Right now, it's just kind of just talk. I want it. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I need somebody to be like, look, this happened. I need to tape. Watch it.
I got it. Because I'll be part of that retweet and be like, look, I'm gonna put it everywhere. Make me a fake Twitter account and just put it out everywhere. Just keep it going. Keep it going. But yeah, so I think that with the political environment and then the social environment, I think this is a watershed moment to say this shit isn't
Well,
it's
it
not
should have never been
acceptable.
acceptable.
And the HR people who says I want to keep the manager in charge because he's such a great manager, or this sales guy is the highest guy who sells, and we gotta keep him in the company. That shit's not acceptable. At the expense of women's psychology, their mental capacity of dealing with this for the rest of their life, and knowing that not only their job but society says it doesn't matter if it happens to you. That's crazy. And if our government is doing it, and now we just finding out that we got multiple senators and congressmen who our tax dollars are hiding it because they getting paid out. I mean, Kanye's a good dude, good politician. But come on, man, you can't be goddamn grabbing all women and shit like that. And it was reported and you settled. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Settle means you did that shit.
Yeah. Some dudes just they don't have game, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Yeah.
game.
I mean,
it's
but they
just
don't know.
power.
Like they
It's
don't know they don't have game.
they-
And then they have power, so nobody's gonna say no. They
So I'm
got-
just gonna use the power.
Yeah.
You know, I want to get me a piece.
It's like, bro,
Hey.
you know, just say hello.
Yeah.
Say hey.
But you in power though. You in so much power that everybody around you is a yes man. You know, and it's easy. You know, it's just they don't learn. You know, like we all learn. We spit game once upon a time, and then you get a no sometimes, and then you're like, oh, okay, and then that's how it works.
Damn.
All
right. See, that's why Welcome to the Wall podcast. I very often talk about fighting and bringing that back into the mainstay. So kind of like back in the day, you could actually, fight and not have to worry about getting shot. And I'm not saying you need to go around punching folks in the face, but I think when you get in a fight and you get your ass beat, you get humbled real quick.
Or you do one or two things. You get humbled and say, "Man, I ain't getting in no fights no more because I don't want to keep getting my ass beat."
Or you go to the other extreme, yeah.
Exactly. You learn how to fight better and say, when he shows up, I'm going to beat his ass. Or weaponize yourself.
I'm just saying, like, there has to be a way to, is because you see it in the workplace, you see it in life, all these, even more so now with social media. There's just moving to the fringe. So whether you're in Hollywood and you're in this fringe sexual thing of, I think people should do XYZ, and it's like, no, I don't. That's not normal. This isn't normal socially acceptable behavior. It's not normal to talk about grabbing a woman by the pussy. Of all the people with Billy Bush, I was like, Billy Bush, you about that life?
Like what?
He was just a bystander. He didn't. Yeah.
And they used him as a scapegoat and said, "We fired him. He caused this. He caused that."
We all heard
no,
it. He was trying to do his job. He didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, like Billy Bush.
Oblivious.
Streets.
Oh, you grab him by the pussy? Oh, okay. Trump.
Okay, take notes.
You're kidding me? Yeah, I got to take some Tic Tacs.
Yeah, you got any more?
One of those shits.
What are you doing?
Yeah, like Billy Bush. Just all you need is clip your nails and sanitizer. That's all you need.
That's it. Keep it handy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. But I just think that's something that I think when the argument comes up, where I think you kind of said it, Chaz, that being a man, you looking at this and being, yo, we got these people, they can have false allegations, and I got to deal with this shit. I didn't do anything. Yeah, that exists, but what's coming out is this is the real shit that's going on that we know. I mean, I can say, I mean, based on your conversation, we've heard it, but we didn't react to it because I didn't see it going on, but I've heard it. So part of that conversation, is it real, or is it back to that locker room talk? But now it's kind of like, yo, because it's in front of me now, I can say, yo, what are you doing? I'll give you a quick example because we going on, but I think it's important because it can change a lot of things going forward because everybody is hypersensitive. One of the guys at work was like, "Oh yeah, all my people, they doing really well, but I got these two women. They work hard. They work really, really hard, but you got to deal with them just a couple of days during the month. They just really don't." They don't do what they need to do. I was like, yo, man, what the fuck? No, I'm serious. I said, are you really saying that's an issue because they're women? And he froze, and he didn't realize that I was calling. He finally realized, yo, I'm calling you on some bullshit. You're just trying to say, and because it's the time of the month, basically, they don't work hard. That shit's not appropriate, dog. And he was like, no, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was like, oh, okay.
You called them out, though.
But
That's what needs to happen.
But I haven't done that in the past because it just
I'm glad
didn't.
you said that, though.
Go ahead.
Let's say same example, and this is especially true for people who are, if you have a job and you have clients, or you have like sales, relational positions. This is really, really true for business development people, salespeople. If you're at a place and the person above you or the person with the purchasing decisions make those kind of things, kind of comments, for a lot of people, they may not be in a position to, at the detriment of themselves and the company, they could, they may lose out on the person who may sign the paycheck indirectly, they're trying to get it,
or the contract.
Yeah, they're trying to get that contract signed. Hey, we're da and this or that, and the person's like, oh yeah, I hate women. I'm like, oh,
whoa,
all right.
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? You're at the dinner, You're at the meeting. Like, okay, let's do the deal. Bitches make me sick. Like, oh, all right.
You're like, oh,
well,
okay. You gonna sign right here?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, but these hoes just don't. Oh, I'm telling you. You're like,
you know what I'm saying? So that's like a real thing, or not even. Or there's the if you're not in sales, there's just like you're meeting with an executive, chief something officer, and those kind of comments, and you're like, if I try to call this guy out, that might be my ass.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say it's great when it's senior to senior, people talk to each other. Or senior talking to a subordinate, trying to set the tone. But I don't think it works well the other way around.
It kind of does. I got another example.
Okay.
So we in a meeting with AVPs and a couple of assistant general managers. And the conversation was talking about B-list people. We got the A performers, B performers, C performers. And they was like, yeah, we want to get some of these B's, not those B's right here. And he was like, what are you talking about? One of the guys said, what are you talking about? He those B's. So he pointed at one of the women and said, no, not that B right there. The B's on the board. And they just started laughing. And I was like, whoa, that's fucked up. And I was about to say, yo, man, but I kind of froze because one of them was HR. And they didn't say anything. So as soon as we left the room, I walked up to her. I was like, yo, what the fuck was that? No, I don't think that was appropriate and shit. I was like, look, if you don't say anything, I'm going to your manager and say, I was in a situation I was uncomfortable. She said, well, I'm going to talk to her. So I went to the guy and said, did you realize what you said? The AGM, this guy above me now. Did you realize what you said? Now, if they go to HR, he said, well, I didn't mean anything about it. I said, then what did you mean, bruh? Damn, I didn't think people would take it that way. I said, dude, everybody heard you. You embarrassed that woman in front of everybody. I think you need to make it right. And he made it right. They still reported to HR. He apologized. All these people did whatever. There's a way of doing it. You don't have to call them out in front of everybody because I'm not that fucking stupid. Because they would be like, yo, who the fuck do he think he is? All right, okay. We got you, Mike. No problem. You know what? We're making some cuts. Oh, shit.
Yeah, get that email.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Just
I need
so
See me out.
to
Come to my office,
yeah,
please.
please bring your badge. One of those. So there is ways. The good thing I had a
See, like
relationship with the
that
AG.
person. That person sounds reasonable.
Yeah. But if he wasn't reasonable, I would have never went to him. I would have went straight
Okay.
to HR and said, "Remember this guy? And we had these
So and
issues
so.
before. This is what happened in the meeting, wasn't?" And I was very uncomfortable.
So I'm wondering if we're getting to that point now because there's like a movement right now that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. We need to get to the point as a society where like sexual harassment or misconduct, um, it should be on the level of racism. You know,
Yep.
because
Yep.
you can't go around whatever race you are to say look at that nigger or look at that look
Look at them spics coming out of that
we can't
motherfucking,
or even
any type of
even as
yeah.
vague as what we can't have cornrows up in here, like just something like that. Like
Hmm.
it's like, wait a minute, what you mean by you can't do
Right.
that?
Oh, you just came from your
Yeah,
synagogue.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
You come in here with
I,
them
I
tiny hats
know what
on,
holiday. Yeah, I know what holiday you're not celebrating.
yeah.
Christmas, the Hanukkah bastard.
So, yeah, I mean, it should be at that point now as a maybe as a country or society, whatever. That should just be what it is. But I don't think we're there yet, or at least maybe hopefully we're getting there. Where we're just
So
out and we got to call people out. Like, hold up, wait a minute, we can't fuck with him because, you know,
look at him, right?
yeah,
So I think the two things, because that's racism and these bias toward women or harassment are feelings.
Mm-hmm.
They're not anything that, because a lot of these people don't know it's wrong
right,
because they either was raised in an environment
hmm
or that machismo type environment that says, women just acquiesce to whatever because you're a man, or it's been condoned for so long, it seems foreign when people are complaining, even if it's legitimate. It just seems foreign. So people have to start being uncomfortable in order for it to change. I think that changes more than racism. I think they know, don't be touching these women. The fuck is wrong with you? You don't own nobody up in here. You can't do these with women because, you're going to get called out and your ass can get sued and you can go to jail. You can't go to jail for racism. You can't go to jail saying, get those niggas out of here. You get your ass beat, but you can't go to
Right.
jail.
but you're saying you can go to jail for sexual misconduct,
Yep.
not assault, misconduct.
There's some misconduct. There's, what is it? I don't know about misconduct. You can lose your
Jail,
job on that point.
go to jail or prison for racism. So I mean, there's laws against how hiring. I mean, hell, there's even when somebody puts blows up what do you call it, like a mosque,
A
and
mosque, yeah.
yeah, a hate. What do they call it? A hate.
Hate crimes, yeah.
I mean, and it's based off of race. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm going to the extreme levels, but
But yeah,
um,
you're right. I have to acknowledge that you're absolutely right. There's that level of racism that you can be jailed for.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
the vague racism and sexism,
Mhm.
that's a cultural mental state that people, you can't regulate that.
Yeah,
You can
you gotta
you
fix
can
that.
put policies in for that, but you can't truly regulate a person because as soon as they leave there, they're still racist. As
Right.
soon as they leave the job or wherever they are, they're still misogynist, pedophiles or fucking just crazy ass people. And that doesn't leave it just to men. There's women who do that. But most men, and because we even looking at domestic violence, most men don't report it. The majority of men with that has been harassed, or majority of men with domestic violence do not report it. So what's being reported is far under the true amount
Yeah.
because of society.
Man,
Mhm.
stigma.
Yep.
I don't know
Thanks.
why. So, man,
Because
man,
it's all
nah.
about, you know, are you really a man? You're gonna tell on a woman?
Yeah.
The first thing they say is beat her ass. No, you
No.
can't, bro. See, that's the problem.
Yeah. No.
That's what the problem is.
I'm putting papers
Because you
on
think-
her so fast. History of violence. History of violence.
Yep. So,
You're going to jail, sweetie. Pack your
yep,
bag.
you're going to jail. Pack your bags. We got women jails too.
Exactly. Take your ass to jail.
Get your ass out of here. So yeah, we diverted way off.
I mean, but it's
relevant.
Yeah, it's
It
all
is
part of when you think about why those things happen in the first place, and it's I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about just making sure I don't. I mean, I always try to be good with that anyway, but just in general, just try to. It's just a good thing to just check myself, check past behavior. Just always making sure, hey, I cross the line. Always just communicate. Like, hey, is this okay? This reminds like just the Tiffany Haddish thing. I got to say it again. If you're a guy and you're alone with the woman and you're naked and she's not, the situation probably is not going well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably not going well. Exactly.
You should probably read the room a little bit.
Yeah, you're probably just hey, there's mirrors. Check it.
Yeah, so make sure she's undressed too before you start.
Or do it simultaneously so you can say, "Gotcha. What level are we at now?"
You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't think I can do that. I think I came up just being in the South. Too many white women falsely accusing athletes of rape.
Yep. Or just handsome black men that they wanted but couldn't get, and when they approached them, yep, you're going to be accused.
You know what I'm saying? And then, or you would, especially now with our generation, you see the screenshots of like, no one's gonna believe you. They're gonna think it'll be a black dude talking to a white girl. And obviously, I'm not gonna generalize, but just seeing those kind of cases, they're like, nope, that ain't gonna happen to me.
I hate those stories.
So
I'm never getting caught up.
So here's a funny thing, man. Tell me if you've seen it or not. But of all of the accusations, the only true black male has been the John Conyers, and prior to that, the Cosby issue, which everyone knew Cosby was a freak like that. But they tried to say this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and now that everybody else kicks in, it's kind of like, yo, men of power has done this. And here's the proof that is currently going. It didn't just start in the last 5 years. It didn't start 10 years ago. This has been going on systemically through all factors of life.
No,
all
Mike, you
industries.
made a great analysis just because Cosby, who was just very popular, not to say...
And beloved.
Yeah, who wasn't it wasn't like the same kind of rock star groupies, but still he had like fans. He could have easily he didn't need to do that. No. So it's kind of like the same thing what you're saying. Just I guess after a while he got bored, so he just had to be fun. Just started
to have sex with a comatose woman.
Yeah, and it's like necrophilia,
yeah,
like brush.
Some people like to be pissed on. Same scenario.
It's a fetish, man. Nasty
yeah,
shit.
That's that nasty shit. Well, we say nasty.
Well,
they say that's the shit.
They say, what is it, Tuesday already?
Yeah.
So I just find that interesting, and it's not like it's not gonna fall off sooner or later, and then there's a bunch of brothers that's gonna be put on there. Yeah. I don't take that we don't do it. I think we're always careful because we always being accused. Right. You know what I mean? We're always being accused. Yeah. So to do freaky shit like that, the only one is, he's still doing it is R. Kelly and shit. So he's tying up women in the basement and shit. Crazy.
No, I just think black people just like you said. I just think we kind of look at it. We walk in like on eggshells a lot of times. So
like there's always suspicion. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about stories of people, the directors millionaires asking an actor to come into a hotel room. I mean, that's some shit. I'm like, the first thing I'm thinking is, if I'm a black man, I'm like, well, hold on, wait a minute, I mean, but that's just how we live. We just, should I do this? Should I bring it? I don't. It's just, it.
You
I
got to
think
think
it's
those.
just,
You got to think of how shit will play out in the court of law.
You're gonna lose.
yeah, that's like
You're
a
gonna
crazy
lose.
thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
That's about 10 years right there. If I go that far, that's
Yeah,
probably
like,
maybe a misdemeanor. But no,
this
that's
attorney?
felony.
Can I? How
Yeah.
is so? The jury.
But
is,
you know,
know.
I mean, we're pretty much talking about white privilege once we go on that level. I mean, that's just what that is. They don't even think about it. Then have to get called up.
So excellent, man. Glad we got this one in. We doubled up on it, and great topics. And we missed a couple over the past.
There's so much stuff.
It is, and it's always coming up.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you say, "Okay, I'll take a couple of days," God damn, did you just hear? And there it went again. So there's a guarantee there's going to be a couple of more. Whoa, predictions. We can't leave without the predictions.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Predictions.
Predictions.
Man,
Are we keeping track?
I don't even know what to say now because shit is so crazy.
But most of the stuff we almost got right too. I told you, I said it's gonna be another bomb, and I said ain't shit's gonna happen.
You know what? I'm so mad. I forgot to mention. So John McCain was snapping on Hillary, basically just saying, "Take your loss like I did."
Well, he said, "Take that L and fucking go about your business."
You saw that, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so I was like, one prediction could be John McCain snaps at somebody, but he did already. So I was like, damn.
Yeah.
No fucks.
Well, okay, another White House two more White House officials over the next month will call Donald Trump a moron.
Or some derogatory term.
Okay, that's one.
Well, let's throw that out there. You'd be good with that.
Obama has been quiet, so I'm not gonna bank on him to do something. He's still gonna.
Yeah, you said that last time.
Yeah.
No, who said that? I think you said that, E. Did you?
Not Obama. No.
I thought maybe I said Obama would make a statement or do something, but he's
you
been
did.
pretty chill. So
yeah, he's cool with it.
yeah, I think. I think the tax plan. What's gonna happen? You know what? I'll predict. I'll go on a limb and just predict it'll pass, but that's gonna lead to that's gonna lead to mass Democratic votes, and they're gonna repeal it immediately.
So Trump today, it was today or yesterday, he said, I don't want to fucking talk to y'all Democrats.
Yeah.
He already said that, and then he was like, okay, we ain't talking to you either.
And then he got mad when the Democrats would want to meet with him.
Yeah, he's like, shit, you said you didn't think anything would come out of it, so fuck you. I'm not going to meet with you. So.
That's such a Chuck Schumer New York move. Fuck that.
I know, right?
Prick.
Well, that's what they did last time, right? They met up with him.
Yeah, on the the fucking sneak tip, they came up in there.
And they made deals, though. Yeah, so last time, Donald Trump is so weird, man. They made deals last time. All of a sudden,
But he wanted deals because that's what he thinks makes him look good. Hey, I did a deal, even though it's with people y'all don't like. I don't care.
Right.
I gotta win. He always want to win, and he'll do it with anybody and shit.
But and then he doesn't win. Like I'm trying to wait for the win. Like what is he? Like he's got to sign shit, and he's trying to get this tax thing. I don't know about this tax thing, man.
Yeah, you know what? Good. My mind is I'm out of that because I really don't know where it's gonna go because it's projected that some of I think the House, Senate, Republicans disagree with it.
Yeah, but don't you want to hear something good? Like I don't know, the tax brackets are simple, or you actually do have it on a postcard, and it
I know, right?
And maybe we do get more money out of certain things, and then I can send a charity and get more percentage. I don't know. I'm just making shit up, but
that's what they're doing.
Nothing. No, I'm not hearing any of that though. It's more of everything is we're going further in debt, and and
Yeah,
And giving
know,
more money to the rich people.
yeah, more
and then
deficit.
Obama throws it. I mean, not Obama. Trump says, and then go ahead and take out Obamacare in there too. And it's like, damn, can I maybe like what are y'all doing? I mean, it's like I don't
Yeah, you
understand
want
what.
to give it a chance, but it's kind of hard. Realist. Like, to be honest, I'm worried about the homeowner tax incentives.
So they kind of pull back on that, but
Okay.
you never know. Because, you know, when they said, no, we're going to keep it as is, but soon as they close that book, they'll put it in at the last minute and the shit is already there. You was like, I could have sworn they said they wasn't going to do it.
Oh
But if you're not
well,
watching they ass,
yeah. My check-in and my savings. I was like, bruh, can you not?
they wipe your shit out.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
what's your prediction, E?
Ah, I was hoping you forget. You know what? I forget what I did. I think one time I said something about. Oh yeah, I said was it Kushner? I said he
Yep.
said
Yep.
something about he
Me
said.
and you
Well,
both.
that's still out there. You
It's
never
still
know.
out
Kush.
there.
So I could go easy and say South Korea is not South Korea. North Korea is gonna shoot off another missile,
Yeah, but
but
we just
that's
had
probably
that.
gonna happen. That's probably gonna happen tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what you said. One in the evening, one in the
yeah.
morning. Yeah.
Oh, they shouldn't know two of them things.
I mean, I actually don't think that tax plan is gonna pass. But I don't want to counter what you just did. So let me
No, that's
only
fine.
because
That's fine.
I feel like McCain's gonna do one of those. It's gonna be like that last
Dramatic.
Big dramatic thumbs down.
Yeah.
because Republicans like to publicize it, then they jump out at the very end and say, they try to get their name out there, and
Hmm.
Susan Collins and whoever the Alaskan senator Republican, they try to get their names out there to sound like the good guy to get the independence and all
Yeah,
that.
but they're
But
full of shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right, exactly.
Wait,
Those-
what is Mike Pence doing right now? Okay, my prediction: Mike Pence gets in the news.
You probably go to another Colts game, you know. Whatever.
Yeah, and walks out on that. Yeah,
So
I think I had an NBA game. That's what one of them was. NBA would have a protest or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
still waiting for all that. Yeah.
so we didn't talk about it, so I'm gonna throw that into my prediction. Is the Mueller investigation. So what was his name? The one that got
Oh,
fired.
Glenn.
Yeah. So he started saying, White House, stop fucking talking to me. We're not going to give you no more updates. So he's got a alleged deal. And I predict that it's going to be one of the children that he's going to call out. His
Kushner.
information will be one
Ivanka?
of the Ivanka, one of the Trump boys, or the Kushner. That then an indictment will be on one of them based on
Oh,
Flynn's
you know how
actual.
how
Got
awkward how awkward would it be to snitch on your wife?
I
So
know.
Jared has to snitch on Ivanka. Like, look,
He's not gonna
please.
save my own ass. I'll have the kids at least. You know what I mean?
That'll make my prediction become true. I mean,
Yeah. So
that's
I
kind of
think
what believe.
he's gonna drop a dime on one of the family members.
I'm not. I don't even want to lie. Kushner looked weak like that. You know how some
Yeah.
people you could look like you can, like a comedian was saying, you want to like get on a train and you wait for people to exit the turnstile,
Mm.
but you got to like go in, so you got to like punk them so you can go through and block them. You look like one of those type of dudes you can just like, hey, I'm coming
pull
Yeah,
through,
I'm coming through, bitch.
or
Yeah.
just
You'd be like
like
Yeah.
in those public settings, you cut them in line or something. You ain't gonna do shit.
like
So I feel
Trump did
like
to that. Remember when he was at the and he'd be
Oh
like, get the
yeah.
fuck out of the way. Let me fix my tie.
But like in real life,
Yeah.
yeah. Instead of
Prime
a world leader who's classy, you just real life like, yeah. I just got off work. I need to get on the train, and you just cut through in front of them. He's gonna do that to Kushner in the
Yeah.
investigation.
So I think Flynn is gonna dime on their ass, and one of them is gonna be indicted, family wise.
Shit.
I
3.
see that.
Eric talking a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
he's
talking
stupid,
a lot.
stupid motherfuckers. Bro.
No, is it Trump
No,
Jr.?
it's Junior. It's Junior.
Okay,
Eric's keeping
he talking
quiet.
a lot.
Eric
Yeah,
White, yeah.
he's the smarter of the two. And then it's like him, and then the stupid, and then the little boy with the Down syndrome that they keep taking out of shit.
No,
So poor kid.
You know what,
It's poor kid, man.
my One of my
Does he have
friends
that?
did
He
the
got
same
something,
thing.
dog.
Or was
Yo,
it
Are you
he's
serious?
got
Burger?
something. Every opportunity you see him, he's standing there like, yeah. I'm
Oh
just saying,
no!
man.
Leave the kid alone, man.
He's part of the group. All right. He
No,
don't like
look.
Muslims.
If
His
this was,
dad don't like Muslims. His dad don't like
look,
blacks. And you
this
didn't
was
talk
back.
about the LeVar Ball, goddamn, what you call it either, bro. Him debating with a damn father to a basketball player. Are you fucking
Yeah.
stupid?
Look, the main reason I'm sensitive to it is, folks, like 10, it was almost 10 years ago, but yeah, 07, 08, no, 9 years ago, Obama got in and people were talking about Sasha Malia, so I'm kind of like, people on the other
Right,
side,
that's true. That's true.
so I'm just kind of like,
And
you know
Hillary's
what?
daughter, you know what I mean?
Yeah, people talking about
Chelsea, they was
Chelsea
like,
back
she's the
then.
ugliest little girl I ever seen. I was like, that's kind
It's
of
like,
fucked up.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll
You
let
let
him
him
live.
live.
Yeah, let him live, man. If he got his little
Yeah, just
whatever,
let him have it.
he,
Let him have it. Yeah,
yeah, he didn't
that's
choose.
true.
He didn't
But
choose
put a
the
sign
ball.
on him then.
God damn. You ain't
I got
what,
you.
like
I
the
got you.
little stop sign?
Off limits. I got you. I got
Yeah.
no comment.
off limits. Anyway, all right, guys. I appreciate the time. Excellent, excellent. I love the content, and it's going smoother and smoother like that. But yeah, we'll return for Repo on the Bougie Black Brother Network. And we know something else is going to come up, so make sure you leave your comments on iTunes under Rethink Politics Repo, as well as going to the bougieblackbrother.com under Rethink Politics as well.
Can I get a
Yeah,
plug
throw your
in?
plug in, bro.
So we're gonna get a plug for our other show, M3 Millennial Money Management. Want to talk about my Black Friday
Wow.
and the new phone that I'll be getting. Mike, I think you'll be
Really?
excited.
Okay.
Yeah, they can be excited. A little
Yeah, tease
tease.
for that ass.
Mhm.
And yeah, so we're gonna have an episode with that coming in. So check that out. Get on the financial tip.
Absolutely. Welcome
Yes, sir.
to the
Yes, sir.
wall. We're gonna hit another episode on a Friday. A lot of fresh ones should be
Y'all.
coming up, so we're waiting on those. But we're doing a couple of past episodes to get you all up to date. Welcome to the Wall podcast every Friday afternoons, and we'll have those out so you get the millennial conversation on whatever, and you'll never know who's gonna show up.
All types of shit.
All types of shit.
Yeah.
It's wide open, but entertaining and informative. So I'm pretty glad from them to be
And
on
low-key
and
inspirational.
inspirational. There you go.
Like I listened to one of the past episodes. I was like, huh, what am I doing with my life?
What will I do? So excellent. So appreciate it, guys. Any last thoughts?
I mean, we had Obama and we fucked up. So I don't.
Yes, we did.
We need
just
Obama
better.
back, like that SNL skit.
From Chance the Rapper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's I forget the song though.
Yeah, but I
get that-
remember the video.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Then, yeah, the X is looking real good. I
Yeah.
don't want you no more. You had your chance.
you had it, and you blew it,
Yeah, you blew it.
and you blew it.
I'm not even mad at him, but
It is what it is.
yeah, I have no remarks. I'm alive, and I mean, to be honest, we're not at war, so that's good.
That's a positive. Absolutely.
Real talk.
Real talk. Facts. So thank you very much for stopping by Rethink Politics Repo, and we'll see you next time. Peace.